It's the Contributor Corner for Runner Radio, and Jennifer Kornblum is back to tell us legal things that we need to know. What do you have for us today?
Well, today's information is for anybody who is an LLC or a corporation and you've registered your company. The federal government put into effect this year the Corporate Transparency Act.
Okay.
And that act is going to require beneficial owners of certain types of businesses to report to the feds, the IRS, who the owners are who collect any sort of income from that business. So LLCs and corporations are going to be primarily affected by this. It used to be at least in Missouri, that when you file an LLC, your registered agent has to be disclosed and your office address, but you don't have to disclose who the owners of the company are. Well, now you do have to disclose it. And the act was passed in an effort to cut down on money laundering and assistance to terrorist organizations. So, the government has a grand purpose in mind for this, but what they are requiring is that each business owner file each year, beginning in 2024, the names and information for any owner. It's called a beneficial owner of that entity. So anybody who collects a salary, well, any owner who collects any sort of salary or income from that organization. There are a couple of industries that are exempt. Financial companies, banks, credit unions, that sort of thing. Publicly traded entities, government entities are exempt. And any company that's regulated by the SEC, so financial advisors, companies like that, they don't have to report. But all of us mom and pop businesses out here, we're going to have to file that form. And the process of filing it is almost as complicated as starting your company in the first place.
Really?
So, yeah, it's just like if you go onto the IRS's website and try to get information about past tax returns and payments that you've made, the identification process to gain access to that information is very lengthy and involved. So, for example, if I was to file a report on behalf of a corporation, I have to first log in with my own contact information, which required me taking a picture with my ID and filing that with them. But when I file the beneficial owner information as well, I'm going to have a copy of each owner's driver's license and current address and contact information, emails, websites, all of that information, so that the IRS can double check that the information I give them is correct. And one of the ways they do that is by verifying the identity of the people that are identified in the report.
Oh, goodness.
So yeah, it's going to be a process. I'm not quite sure how it's going to work long-term or what it's going to look like. But this is 2024 is our inaugural year for the Corporate Transparency Act. So we're all going to find out together.
Well, I'm glad you made us aware of it. Now, what about solopreneurs? Do we need to file the form and say we don't have employees, or do we bypass it altogether?
No, solopreneurs, that's a great word, by the way. You absolutely are going to have to fill out the form.
Okay.
You're going to
No,
identify who the owner is that's
okay.
receiving income from that company.
I'm glad you're saying this and telling us this. How is this something they are also telling us as we file? I mean, is this something that could easily be slipped past people filing and we not see it? Or how are we making sure we know about this besides people like you that are spreading awareness?
Well, I know that there, at the beginning of the year, there was a lot of press about it.
Okay.
I'm not quite sure what the feds are going to do as the year continues to make sure that people are complying.
Yeah.
I don't know if they're just going to leave it up to lawyers like myself or the professionals that are creating these companies to notify people.
Okay.
So right now, I don't know that there's any sort of warning system in effect. You know, as we get towards the end of this year, hopefully something will trigger a reminder that we have to file this
Yeah.
form in 2024 and then every year following. So I'm hoping that the feds roll something out as a reminder for those who forget
Yeah.
or put it off, or, you know, for whatever reason, have not done that yet. We're all going to find out about this together, I think.
Yeah. We'll do our best to keep everybody up to date on it. This might be one of those things that we come back and as we learn more, as you learn more, we update everyone and help them prepare, because if we don't work together, then we're lost.
Absolutely.
Thank you so much. Learn more about Jennifer, our other contributors, and follow along every weekday at runradio.net.